Hi, I'm Abby Rimmer and I'm at BMA House, where earlier I was speaking to Dr. Vicky Weeks, chairwoman of the GPC Sessional GPs subcommittee. She was telling me about the problems that sessional GPs are facing getting involved in clinical commissioning groups. You said in your New Year's message to sessional GPs that you believe more sessionals should be involved in clinical commissioning groups and that many are not getting the right opportunities to join clinical commissioning groups. I mean, exactly what problems are sessional GPs facing?
It's on several levels. First of all, it's actually being engaged with the electoral process, having the opportunity to be able to stand for boards and board positions, but also on the other levels of being able to offer their skills and opportunities that many of these GPs have within their portfolio careers for the support of the commissioning process, whether it be in management, whether it be in referral management itself, or whether it be in commissioning care pathways. And to actually exclude these GPs who have a vital skills resource is really not cautionable for the future, particularly if we want to see that commissioning actually succeeds.
I mean, one of the things I was going to ask you is why is it so important that sessional GPs should be involved in commissioning?
It's important on several levels. The first being that we actually make up a significant number of the workforce. This is a reflection of the fluidity of the workforce as it now is, the changing shape of that. And certainly in some London PCT areas, we make up 50-60% of the workforce. And that's work that's been done by London-wide LMCs. So to actually then say, I mean, are we really honestly, seriously saying that this vital part, majority of the workforce, shouldn't actually be involved in any part of the commissioning process because of their contractual status? Are we really saying that?
Why is it that they're not being involved? Is it a reluctance to get involved in clinical commissioning groups, or is it, as you say, just a lack of communication?
I think there is a problem and barrier in as much as that coming to terms with the fact that I think there's a lack of understanding really of how the workforce has changed over the years, and that's been one of the impacts. It's a bit simplistic to say it's just the new contract, but it's certainly a changing shape within the workforce that we've seen that's been slowly developing over the last 7-8 years. That and the fact of sort of changing expectations within the workforce. And within that, these sort of issues around no longer do you just walk into a GP practice, put your feet under the desk and be a partner there forevermore. You know, you can have a career in general practice which is quite flexible to meet your needs as a professional, and whether that be as a locum, as a salaried GP, as a partner within a practice. And certainly workforce surveys that we've done recently showing that the vast majority of GPs that come into the workforce as new GPs do not actually go straight into partnership. So you've got this huge skill mix that is out there. And to come to terms with that, you have to sort of then include them as part of the commissioning process. Because, as I said, you know, it's important both if you want the commissioning process to succeed, because you can't really say that you're going to exclude these GPs from any part of the communication process or being involved in the commissioning process because of their contractual status, or indeed say because of their contractual status that they have nothing to offer.
Now, this has been an issue for quite some time, and I know there's been GPC guidance on it. Why hasn't anything changed?
It is changing slowly in some areas, but there's still much more work to do. And when you interviewed me last year, we were sort of talking in terms of the fact that, you know, the first tranche of elections had happened and we hadn't sort of done very well from the point of view of actually engaging our sessional GPs. Consortia are in shadow form now, and now is the ideal opportunity to be able to look at how we're actually including all GPs within the commissioning process. And part of that, and the knock-on from that, and it's very much chicken and egg as far as I'm concerned, and it goes in this sort of way, it's information cascades. And now is the ideal opportunity to solve this really, really difficult issue. Develop your robust databases, make sure that they can be used, and make sure that they can be used for commissioning, information flows about that, but also clinical governance, and that's a highly important part that we need to actually develop as well.